going to find a brick building that will be Old City Hall. Once we go by it, you're going to notice 3 arched doorways. There is 3 more on the other side that was designed for horse-drawn firefighting equipment. That's the 3 door. There's 3 more on the other side. Once we hit the corner, left-hand side, that will be Sloppy Joe's. The first 4 years that he was in business, he was located down the street, the other side, yellow sign with Captain Tony's. But Captain Tony's decided to raise his rent for $1 a week. He says, not happening, so asking his patrons to pay for whatever they can. Bottles of liquor, glassware, tables, chairs, stools. They moved it here in 1937. They have been there ever since. Even Hemingway claimed that he spent so much money on the original location that he took a urinal out of the wall, then took it to the Hemingway house. That was being used for their 66-toed cats to drink water from. Now we're on Duval Street. There is over 115 bars up and down the street. As they ran out of real estate, they start stacking them. We're gonna see an example coming up to our right-hand side. On the next corner, where you find the first level Duval, then the Whistle Bar, and at the top you find the Garden of Eden. Warning, Garden of Eden, it will be clothing optional. So go back to the pandemic days, the only thing that they were wearing was a mask. I am very glad I'm not able to visualize that one. Once we enter this slide, we're going to be looking to our left-hand side. We're going to find 2 more of those scary family mansions. The first one is gingerbread style architecture. His name was Robert Curry. Now it's a Hard Rock Cafe. Next door to it, Eleanor. Now the lady, being the smart one, no offense guys, when she recommissioned the house, she actually made it out of brick because it's more fire resistant. Now it's the Key West Women's Club. Now these ladies do a lot of very good deeds, especially people in need. On the lower keys, but basically Key West. Right hand side, this is the oldest house. This was established in 1829. Now there is a gentleman, his name was Captain Watlington. He lived there with his wife, 9 daughters, 1 bathroom.
Oh, goodness.
No, that took you a second to react. Now, don't worry about it, because the good thing is that all they have to do to go to school, the girls, it was to come to this building. This is the oldest school, which was established in 1842. All of you on that side, if you look up, there is a bell. That's the original bell from 1842.
Wow.
And some people say that it still works. You want to try it? It does. Very funny. Keep your day job. Once we clear this slide, we're going to look to our left-hand side. This will be the first Episcopal church. Now, this guy is a fourth of his kind. He was destroyed twice by hurricanes and once by the Great Fire. Once we drive by it, you're going to notice the windows are covered with plexiglass. That is because on the other side, there is this over 100 years old stained glass. It's actually over a half an inch thick, meaning the real deal. The glass alone is insured for $20 million. Is anybody getting off on stop 4 like Concha Hotel? Anybody? Everybody staying with me? Okay, let's see somebody coming in because they're blocking. This is actually stop number 4, La Concha Hotel. This is the tallest structure in Old Town. It was established in 1926, and this is also where Tennessee Williams rewrote a streetcar named Desire.
And this building right here to the right?
Yeah. Nobody in there, so we're clear. Now, I don't know if any of you know this old department store closed decades ago. It's called Crest, K-R-E-S-S. Now, the CVS back in the day was a Crest. That was in the mid-1930s. Although, in the top floor, they restarted an apartment. It's a whole house. One of the heirs to the fortune lived in the house for 73 years, died 19 years ago at age 108. Wow. He lived a long life. Here to our right-hand side still, we find Jimmy Buffett's original Margaritaville Cafe and Store that was started in 1977. Here where the big Cuban flag is, this is the San Carlos Museum. Now the San Carlos Museum used to be used for Jose Marti rallying Cuban independence from Spain in the late 1800s. Also rumored that that's where the Great Fire started and that it was intentional. The left-hand side, a pretty fancy Walgreens. Now, this is Rococo style architecture. They touch this thing up about 3-4 times a year, and it's fascinating. You have 10 extension ladders, 10 guys with these tiny little brushes that go into.
So the Walgreens used to be a movie theater?
That's right, yes. Very popular movie theater, yes. Yes, my friend.
I said, do you know the streets?
That's not Art Deco style architecture in Pegasus. Now, making a ride into Southern Street.
I want that shirt so bad.
At the very end of this road, you find both Truman Annex and Fort Sacramento State Park. Truman Annex is half residential, half military. If you decide to come back down, especially with a large group, you need to check out the Airbnbs down here. You'll be surprised how far your money gets you. And Fort Sacramento State Park, it is named after a 12th resident. Here to our left-hand side, we find another watering hole, popular one, in our bar, obviously Green Parrot Bar. During season, let's say December through May, weekends, Fridays and Saturdays, they have 3 bands and they rotate. Sometimes this place gets so crazy that they actually have to shut down the streets for traffic and install satellite bars on the corners. When then yet the whole bar is a bar. More bars. There's a lot of thirsty people. They don't serve any food, but you know what they give you for free? Popcorn. For absorption. Now if you see, now it's closed of course, but when it's open, those wood panelings, boom, open, but they have this fence installed. You usually do that to keep people out. In this case, it was the opposite. It was to keep people in. That's because you will have 3 too many, you will sit on the ledge and back you go. It's like stuck. Once we get out of this light, we're going to be concentrating in our right hand side. There's going to be a church down the street that is called the AME Zion Church. That stands for African Methodist Episcopal. Now Sandy Cornish and his wife, they purchased themselves out of slavery from Maryland in the late 1800s. But when they got down here, they became very successful farmers that made a lot of money. But they were also very given to both their employees and people in need. So all this back here is called Bahama Village. About 10% of the structures, residential, that you are going to be finding back here, that were built in the late 1800s, it was actually, they built them and financed them for free for, once again, employees and people in need. They're still very revered. Now here in the corner, sometimes she's sitting outside and she's not, it's too early, but in that, she always sits out there. She's 5th generation Cornish. This is stop number 5, good floor, once again. Hemingway House, block and a half away, left hand side, Lighthouse, 2 blocks, right hand side, and once again, Bahama Village, where you can find a lot of local artists, basically Bahamian descendants. 5. All right, what's your stats, please? And